My name is Molly McCarthy, and I'm HBS class of '08. I am the co-founder and VP of Sales for Upward Labs.
Molly, what's the big idea behind your company?
Well, Upward Labs is an online tool for crowd-built organization and action, and we're trying to create a simple way for people to collaborate on a very large scale to accomplish their goals. Our inspiration comes from Wikipedia, the open source movement, mass collaboration models, where essentially people come together of their own volition, contributing their passion and expertise to create something of like a product or service of the scale or quality as good as even a company can do. And right now there isn't a way for someone who has a big idea to harness the power of mass collaboration. And so that's what we want to do. We want to put the power of mass collaboration in the hands of anyone who has a really big idea.
How does it work?
So currently how it works is somebody puts in a call to action. They send it out to their friends, supporters, through social networking and email. Their friends join, they collaborate on the idea, and as people come up with actions that could help move the goal forward, they pose those as an action, and that builds out like a tree, so it's very visual. So if someone comes in 2 weeks later, they can see very easily what the call to action is, who's doing what, and they can figure out where they can plug in based on their own interests and expertise in order to help contribute to the goal.
And what's your secret sauce? What makes you different?
Yep, well right now we think there isn't anything out there like this. There are various tools for project management, but they're very top down. They're meant really for people within existing organizations. And there are social collaboration tools which are good at idea generation, but there's really nothing that enables people to mobilize a large group of people from the bottoms up in order to accomplish a goal.
So 5 years from now, you're super successful. What does that mean for the company?
I would love in 5 years when somebody has a big idea that they think, I'm going to do an Upward Labs for this. I know there are passionate people out there that want to help me with this, that will have skills and expertise to help make it successful. And so that's what I'm going to do to accomplish my goal.
I'm Scott Griffin from Section J of 2008, and I am starting a new Broadway musical, which will be the world's first robot musical. All the actors and all the musicians will be robots.
That truly is a big idea. Robots instead of people. How much are you raising, fundraising, and when do you launch?
So we're launching today. This is the first day of the fundraising campaign. Looking to raise $2 million to go to off-Broadway, and then another $10 million to take us to Broadway after the first production.
The investors are going to say, how big is this? How much money can you make?
Sure. So, the best musicals in the world are billion-dollar entertainment enterprises that tour all around the world and go to the London West End and go to Vegas and then expand their brand into other merchandising opportunities.
So it's a multi-billion-dollar opportunity.
It's a huge opportunity.
And you were mentioning earlier to me that there's cost savings because you've got robots instead of people. Talk a little bit about the cost side of the equation.
One of the wonderful things about robots is you can do 20 shows a week and there are no union conditions, and it's,
they don't quit on you, and you can replicate them.
As long as you give them enough power, then yeah.
That sounds great. Where are you in the process of actually hiring? You mentioned writers.
Yes, so we have a good writing team already, a number of composers who we're working with, and a robotics engineer who has built humanoid robots before. So that's the kind of robots that we're talking about. Some will be humanoid with arms or 4 arms and legs, and others will be robots that you haven't seen before. Cute, furry robots, and different kinds of robots that are amazing.
Do you have a name yet?
So we're working on the name. At the moment, it's the Original and Hilarious Robot Band. That's the name of the musical. And it's going to have some romance and some comedy, a love story.
When do you plan on closing your round?
Ideally in the next 2 months. We're looking to close the rounds and get started. I'll be in New York for the next 2 months and looking for investors there and talking to as many people as I can.
Hi, I'm Amanda Krantz, class of 2003. I'm the founder and CEO of Doje. Doje means thank you in Cantonese.
Amanda, what's the big idea behind Doje?
There's a really big problem in healthcare right now where nurses are getting burnt out. They're not appreciated. And in the healthcare system, they're a little bit behind some of the other industries where they haven't been able to really recognize their top performers. And so Doje makes it really easy for patients and their families to connect directly with these caregivers to show their gratitude. And by tracking these thank yous behind the scenes, their supervisors know who their top performers are, and they can thank you. So that's raising morale, it's reducing attrition, and it's giving hospitals a whole new insight into staff performance that goes beyond the traditional surveys.
How does it work?
So it's really simple. It works on any device. You go to doje.com right now, and in less than 90 seconds, you can find your caregiver, enter a message, upload a photo, choose one straight from your phone, take a picture if you need to of your kid, if there was that great nurse, and send it directly to them. They can respond, and it's that simple. Rather than having to track them down or go to the hospital, you can do it from anywhere.
So is it more like electronic greetings or also electronic gifts?
We started out with don't give them cookies, give them a massage, because we felt like people wanted to say thank you in a more meaningful way. But our healthcare system doesn't really want to be soliciting gifts. And what we learned is that just saying thank you, showing that gratitude, it means more than any gift. And it allows the supervisors to know who's performing. At some point, our vision is to get people comfortable with the idea that patients and their families want to give something a little bit more, and so we've partnered with gift cards and different people that we could add that whenever facilities are ready. There's one hospital right now that actually wants the gift card, so they can do it either way. For hospitals that want to, they can add a gift, and for ones that don't, it's just the thank you.
So you're flexible.
We're flexible.
And you're not raising money, I heard, because you're already making money. How are you making money?
That's right. We've been really lucky that we launched last month, and we've had several major hospitals contact us. It just happens to be the exact right time that they're realizing that they need to do a better job recognizing employees. There's been tons of research showing that appreciated caregivers provide better care, and everything is about improving outcomes, reducing cost, and reducing attrition, and improving the care because people are appreciated as something they're interested in, and they're willing to pay for that. So
5 years from now, you're a big success. What does that mean?
I would really be happy that if everyone who wanted to say thank you could, and thousands of hospitals across the country would be using Doje to appreciate their caregivers.
Hi, I'm Andrea Kimmel. I'm the founder and CEO of Sweet Kiddos Flexible Childcare Center. We offer on-demand childcare for your children in a childcare-based setting, by the hour, by the day, part-time or full-time. You change the schedule day to day, week to week. It's childcare on your terms.
So Andrea, what's the big idea? How are you different from some of the other childcare centers?
We are 7 days a week, and we are open evenings as well. And the idea is that today, professional careers they're not 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. when most childcare centers are open. And not everybody needs full-time childcare. You need to be in control of your childcare. And at Sweet Kiddos, you're in control. You change it day to day, week to week. Come for a few hours, don't come for 2 weeks, then come full-time.
That's great. So as a mother, I can relate. I think you'd be great. When do you open in the Bay Area?
Oh, well, we're in Cleveland now with our first center. We just had our 1-year anniversary last week. We were profitable in our 8th month, and we raised an angel round to get this first center open, and now it's time to raise the next tranche of capital to flush out the Cleveland market.
How much are you raising?
$1 to $2 million to do that.
And what will be the objective or the milestones with that?
Well, 5 years, 50 centers, $50 million in revenue. About $1 million in profit.
Fantastic. How big is your team at this point?
It's myself, my co-founder is my husband. He's chairman of the board, and we need to get him over soon because I need his full-time help.
I'll bet. What was the inspiration in getting started?
Personal necessity. I had my first child 5.5 years ago, and along the way it's just been a series of life events that every time, at every turn, I needed Sweet Kiddos for different reasons, not even just always work-related reasons. I had a personal period where I had my second child and he was sick, and I didn't want to be taking my then 2-year-old down to the Cleveland Clinic all the time for his appointments. I needed Sweet Kiddos then, and then I went back to work part-time, but changing weekly schedules, I needed Sweet Kiddos because guess what? Nannies don't want a different part-time schedule every week.
Absolutely.
And we accommodate that.
Location-wise, where are you planning on being based? Is this a corporate center-based or is it a mall-based strategy?
Well, right now it's individually owned centers around metro areas, so that you get we're one center now, but when we're 5 centers in Cleveland, there's a network effect. So maybe you can't get in that day to the center closest to your home, but the center near your work has capacity. So the network
Starbucks
effect.
strategy.
It kind of, exactly.
Hi, I'm Kate Pickett. I'm HBS class of 2003, and my company is Pickett's Press.
Thank you so much for being here today. What's the big idea behind Pickett's Press?
Pickett's Press is a line of luxury, customized paper products, invitations, wedding invitations, holiday cards, social stationery, and unlike all of the competition in that high-end luxury market, it's all hand-drawn.
Wow.
I brought some samples, so we'll illustrate your home. This was for Fashion Week in New York.
Oh, that's beautiful. Are you the artist?
I am. I'm the artist. I now have 2 other in-house illustrators, but all the designs come from me. And
That's wonderful.
they're all hand-printed, which is also unusual, letterpress and engraving.
How old is the company?
We incorporated about 5 years ago, and since then have expanded into 40 retail stores across the
Fantastic.
country. And we're launching an e-commerce site in August where you can completely customize and buy these luxury products right online.
Congratulations. So what are you looking for?
Well, we grew very quickly, and this e-commerce site is sort of out of my realm of expertise. So I would really love an operating partner or somebody who could come in and help scale the business. It's sort of plateaued at a level of growth where I can't manage it myself anymore. But there's proven revenues, and we have a very high-end luxury customer base. The brand has achieved significant cachet. There's articles. We made the O list for next September in Oprah magazine.
Congratulations, that's
So,
fantastic. And
yeah.
are you looking for money?
Yes, we are.
I'm Ethan Anderson, class of 2003, and I have a startup called MyTime. MyTime is an Amazon.com of local services. What we're doing is we're connecting thousands and eventually millions of small businesses to MyTime's platform. What that means is that you can book appointments from one central place and purchase the services from those businesses. These are the businesses are things like haircuts, massage therapists, dog groomers, house cleaners, any kind of local service you might purchase in your community is eligible to be connected to the MyTime system.
So Ethan, how does it work?
So the way it works is we have developed integrations into many different scheduling systems that small businesses might use. And that allows us to pull in all their appointment times and also figure out when their slow times are so that we can dynamically price or discount the services during their off-peak times.
No, that sounds fantastic. You know, one of the biggest problems with small business is small business acquisition.
Right.
How are you solving that problem? What's your secret sauce in acquiring customers?
Yeah, so it's actually very interesting. We get warm leads from the consumers who use the site because they say, these are my favorite businesses, and they write them down, and we also offer them a $10 coupon as an incentive to tell us. And then our sales team calls the business and says, your client Ethan is trying to book you online on MyTime right now. We've built you a free profile. All you have to do is claim it, and then you'll be live on MyTime.
That's great.
And then we keep 40% of the revenue for all new customer bookings. So that's part of our business model.
Okay.
The other part of the business model is that $50 a month to market to their existing clients. Give them appointment reminders, remind them to review after the service is done, confirmations that your appointment is coming up, refer to friends.
5 years from now, you're super successful. What does that mean?
So 5 years from now, what I'd like is well over 1 million small businesses in the US have connected themselves to MyTime, and we become an availability layer on the internet. What that means is that Google, Yelp, Siri, Google Now, all of them are using MyTime to determine if a business you want to go to is available and allow you to purchase and book the appointment through their platform, but it's powered by MyTime.
So how much money have you raised, and how much are you looking to raise?
So we raised $3 million from Mark Suster and GRP Partners in Los Angeles. And we did that about a year ago. We launched the product in February, and with some great traction of 2,000 businesses signing up in Los Angeles, our pilot city since launch, offering over 1 million appointments a month.
Fantastic.
We think it's time to really start to scale the business up and raise somewhere between $7 and $10 million in the next round.
Hi, my name is Anita Newton. I am the class of 1998, Section D, and my company is the Mighty Green Solutions.
Go D. So Anita, how did you get into this?
Well, I have spent, since graduation, most of my time working with technology and marketing. So we had a lot of good success at a big company called Sprint, and then I left my big corner office for a corner in the office, literally, and I worked for a company called Zave Networks. It's electronic couponing. It did really great things. We loved it. We sold it to Google 2.5 years ago.
Nice.
And then since then, worked in technology, but since then I've really spent a lot of time thinking about customer needs and consumer problems, and I've gravitated more toward consumer products.
Okay.
Because I think there's a lot of opportunity to really address the needs of the consumer.
I agree. So what's your product?
The focus of Mighty Green Solutions, it's really simple. It's really to help consumers improve their retail experience, make it more convenient, safer, greener, and a more pleasurable way to shop. So this is called the Mighty Handle, and what it does, it enables you to carry multiple shopping bags in one hand, safely and comfortably. It distributes the weight so you can carry up to 50 pounds, whether you're walking up a flight of stairs or from the car to the house. It's a great product, but we're really developing a system. I mean, one of the things of Mighty Green Solutions, our purpose is really straightforward, and that is to make it greener and safer. The problem with reusable bags is 1 in 5 bags has been known to have traces of harmful bacteria and E. coli. So we're in the process of working with a leading university to develop an antimicrobial coating that will render bags germ-free.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. Are you looking for funding? What's your distribution strategy?
You know, I've done so much venture funding. We're really trying to capitalize the company through sales.
Okay.
So we're going to be in retail and online this summer. We'll be in QVC in the fall. The only thing we're really looking for is any contacts to national retail distribution. We've got some good conversations going, but it's always helpful to get any contacts or help in that way.
Hi, my name is Paco Ibanez. I'm HBS class of '93, and I'm here to pitch Don't Know. It's a website, a knowledge resource for making important decisions in our lives.
Sounds very intriguing. Is it a website or a platform?
It's a website. It's similar to Q&A platform.
Okay.
But what we have done is we've mapped the 10,000 most important decisions people make throughout their lives, and we're providing expert opinions on education, health, personal relationships, and providing a space for users to provide their own personal experiences. Our hope is that with Don't Know, people will make better and more informed decisions throughout their lives.
How did you collect
Well,
all
we did a
that?
lot of research, going through different, the questions people ask in Google,
Okay.
different forums, help.
So you did sort of aggregation of those
Yes,
questions?
we did. Yes, we did. Plus,
Okay.
we're providing a space for people to suggest new decisions. It's not a free format. We are documenting those decisions because what we want to make sure is that there's a certain structure so that you can find those decisions that are important to you.
Okay. What are the most asked questions?
It depends obviously on the country. Right now, depending on the circumstances and the age group,
Okay.
it could be situations like dealing with teenage children.
Okay, I can relate.
That's a very important one.
I have a 13-year-old.
Yes, we've started in Spain right now, and so things to do with unemployment, how do I reinvent myself? Those are very typical questions.
How big is the site? How many users?
But we spent the last year documenting these decisions and adding original content from experts, organizations, psychologists, doctors, educators.
Okay.
And so it's an open beta, but what we wanted to do is to make sure that our content was right and our delivery was right before we opened it up. So we have 4,000 users.
Okay.
It's a small site still, but we've already documented about 6,000 decisions, and we've got 4,000 with actual content in it.
So 5 years from now, you're super successful. What does that mean?
Oh, that means we have hundreds of thousands of users, and that we've helped these people have a better life, make better, more informed decisions throughout their lives.
How much are you looking to raise, Paco?
Right now we're looking to raise $3 million.
Hi, Mike Fridgen, class of 2003. My company is Decide.com. We help consumers make smarter purchase decisions and bring transparency to shopping.
So Mike, what's the big idea behind the company?
The big idea is that in today's world, shopping's become very complex. Prices change by the hour on products. And Decide is predicting when the best time to buy is on products and how to save money and feel confident when you shop.
How did you decide that time was the important element that you wanted to focus on?
Sure. The reality is more and more retailers have dynamic pricing systems and are changing the price of their products on the fly to compete. And that creates a lot of confusion in the marketplace for consumers by buying at the wrong time and getting burned. So we're using our data scientists and technology to empower customers to make smarter decisions and save money.
What was the inspiration? How did you get started with the business?
The inspiration for Decide.com really came from an original company that was built back in 2005 called Faircast. It predicted travel pricing. That company was sold to Microsoft in 2008, and really during time there and after saw that there was a very big problem in shopping that was becoming more and more aware to consumers that they had this problem. So we're providing, advice and recommendations to help customers shop smarter.
I love shopping, so you're going to have to tell us, how do you use it? How can I get on your site and use it?
Absolutely. So think about the last time you shopped for a product. Maybe you were at a retailer like Best Buy and you were staring at a wall of TVs and you thought, is this a great product? Is this a good deal? We have a shopping app where you can go in and search for the product or scan the product. Just take seconds and get great advice on, should I buy this product and is now the best deal, or should I wait for an even better price?
Are you scanning all the categories in shopping, or are you focusing on specific niches like maybe technology purchases?
Right. Today, Decide.com is in electronics and appliance and other categories. By the end of the year, we'll be in over 100 million product categories, so covering all the products that you love.
All right, so I have a very important question. How did you buy Decide.com?
I'll tell you, we had quite an extensive search for the domain, and Decide was the name, was really our first choice because it fits so well with our differentiation, what we're bringing to the marketplace in terms of unique value. So we bought it, and
oh, you did buy it?
We bought the domain.
Can you share for how much?
$175,000.
That's not
so
bad.
It's not bad. It was about half of what it was selling for.
That's a great brand name, absolutely. So 5 years from now, you're super successful. What does that mean?
If we've brought transparency to shopping and people aren't regretting their purchases because they feel like they're informed and making smart decisions, that's what success looks like for us.
All right, well, I'm heading off to Decide.com to do my next purchase.
Okay, thank you.
My name is Sheree Chen, founder and CEO of Afolio, and we're making it easy to share memories together.
So what is the big idea behind your company?
Afolio wants to make it really easy for event organizers to have one place where they can turn their event experiences into lasting memories.
And how does it work?
So the way it works is you create an album on the web or on our iPhone app, and then you invite people to join, and then everyone can upload content into one simple place.
Well, that's nice. And how is it different from Facebook, Snapchat, some of those other programs?
Well, what we do is we really focus on an ease of use experience. So we have an iPhone app and a web application. It takes you less than 20 seconds to set it up. And then when you're at an event, it's live and dynamic. So everyone can upload content, and then instantly everyone can access their content from any device, from anywhere.
That's good. Now, when did you launch, and how are you doing so far?
We've launched 2.5 years ago, but our newest app is actually just a couple months old.
Okay.
And we're based in San Francisco, and we're showing great user traction after we're focusing on events and making it really easy for event organizers to use our service.
And are you looking for money?
We are. So we raised actually a seed round earlier, a smaller seed round, but now we're raising $1 million seed round, talking to angels and some institutional investors, but we're looking to raise a $1 million round.
Okay. So it's 5 years out, you're a huge success. What does that mean?
Afolio is the de facto event sharing application.
My name is Vinay Bhagat, class of 98, and I am the founder and CEO of TrustRadius. TrustRadius, you could think of us as the Yelp or TripAdvisor for the enterprise. We're trying to bring transparency to the world of enterprise technology purchasing.
So Vinay, what's the big idea behind the company?
The big idea is that as consumers over the last decade, we've benefited from tremendous transparency. If I want to pick a restaurant to go eat at or a hotel to stay at, there are plenty of resources that I can go to. I can go to Yelp, I can go to TripAdvisor. But in the enterprise, when we're spending tens of thousands of dollars a year on software, many times the decisions we make are career risk-taking decisions.
True.
It's incredibly hard to get authentic intelligence today. The number one source of information as an enterprise buyer is the vendor.
That's true.
So I just think it's crazy that there's no way to have an at-scale approach to getting intelligence from fellow users of software. So that's what we're trying to do with TrustRadius.
That's fantastic. So how did you come up with the idea? What was the pain that you might have experienced?
So I was an entrepreneur myself. I built a software as a service company to about 450 people. And during that time, we bought about 30 different business applications. One of the apps we bought in particular, a human resources package, was an absolute disaster. You know, it's over $100,000 a year of spend for us. And so it just struck me as an obvious kind of pain point. And then speaking to other executives, I heard the same theme again and again.
Yep.
Really, really hard to get authentic information.
Right.
And so that was the birth of the company.
So how does it work?
So it works by encouraging individuals who actually use software to come and openly review it.
Just like Yelp?
Just like Yelp. Now there are a few nuances.
Okay.
We believe that a star rating alone is not a good
Right.
point of information.
Right.
We actually have people go through a structured survey to answer a series of questions about their use of the software,
Okay.
their use case. They rate it on 7 different dimensions like usability and customer service, and they provide substantive commentary about their use of the software. And then we motivate people to contribute by giving them a chance not just to express themselves and be part of a community, but through reputation points that allow them to establish proof points of their expertise.
And how are you approaching your go-to market? Are you approaching vendors first and getting them started? Or?
It's a combination. So we certainly are doing outreach through vendors. In our private beta, we had about a dozen vendors work with us to actually refer clients. to start to review them within our platform, those who are comfortable with embracing transparency, who have enough confidence in their products. And then we're also going direct.
And then from a market standpoint, are you going after the small business purchases, or are you going after mid-size or large?
I'd say the focus is mid to large enterprise, but we've actually had companies less than 10 employees to global multinationals like Dell participate. So we've had professionals in all sorts of functions, from marketing to social media to finance to obviously IT as well. But we're finding that the need is there.
How much are you raising?
I just signed a term sheet for $5 million.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
So what can our viewers help you with? What are you looking for?
Well, if you are someone who buys enterprise software, we'd love you to come check out trustradius.com and see if you can find the intelligence that you're looking for to help make a wiser decision. If you've used enterprise software and are comfortable writing a review, we'd love for you to come and share your expressions, your thoughts. You can join a discussion or write a review of a product. If you're concerned about your identity, you can manage. There are a bunch of privacy options on the site as well.
Okay.
And if you're a vendor, we would encourage you to come and participate as well. We encourage vendors to comment on reviews on their own products, just like a hotelier would comment on their review on TripAdvisor, and to encourage their clients to come review them as well.
Smart. So 5 years, Vinay, you're super successful. What does that mean?
We've changed the way that people buy and sell software. Today, most companies spend between 20 and 60% of revenue on sales and marketing. I think there's a tremendous opportunity to make that whole process a lot more efficient, and for buyers to give them confidence that they're making wise technology decisions, that they're looking at a broad array of solutions beyond the 5 or 10 that Gartner might profile, and that they can actually have confidence that the decisions they make are reference-based upon the success of others. So at a mission perspective, we want to bring transparency to this $4 trillion industry.
Hi, I'm Mike McEwen, class of 1993, Section A, and I'm a CTO of KnownBuy.
And I'm Lisa Tanzer, also class of 1993, Section A, and I'm the CEO of KnownBuy.
So what is the big idea behind KnownBuy?
The big idea is that there is a need for a better alternative for ways to sell stuff they no longer need or no longer want. That there's limitations with existing offerings such as eBay and Craigslist. People feel uncomfortable using them. They don't want to interact with strangers. They don't want to deal with shipping. And KnownBuy offers an alternative where you're only transacting with people you're connected to or affiliated with in some way.
So how does it work?
So essentially you log on through your social media logon. So automatically we know if we're friends, friends of friends, if we both went to Harvard, if we both live in the same place. So you can make it, decide who you want to transact with. But also there can be more official groups, KnownBuy groups. So where you live, I live in Needham. A Residents of Needham group. I went to Harvard, I'm a Harvard alumni group. My kid goes to this school, there can be a group for that school. I work in a certain location. And all of a sudden you've created your own network marketplace that is safe and accessible to you.
How did the idea come about?
That's a good one.
Yeah, well,
Who cheated you?
It's close. My son was selling his sneakers to his friends, and I said, Ben, we don't sell our sneakers. Like, give your sneakers away. And he said, well, I got them with my birthday money, which was true because I didn't want to pay for his expensive sneakers. And he sold his sneakers to his friend, and come to find out, I talked to some other parents. These kids were all selling and trading their stuff with each other, and I thought they solved an issue that we as adults haven't solved, because I have a basement full of stuff and I don't want to deal with Craigslist and eBay. But they were sharp and connected. So I called Mike. I said, hey, Mike, we have breakfast. What do you think? Meet me. Let's talk about this. And he and his company figured out,
we said, we can
make it happen.
So tell me it's a mobile app.
Yeah, you can do it on your computer. Wherever you're doing Facebook, you basically can do that.
I love it because I have a 13-year-old. And I kid you not, if she knew that she could make money, just taking photos of stuff in her room and just posting them to her friends and selling, you would have $1 billion business right there.
Well, hopefully it will be $1 billion business.
That's right.
Are you looking for funding?
Yes. So we launched our beta just a couple weeks ago. Get the kinks out. Thank you. We've self-funded through the 3 co-founders to date. And we're looking to raise about $600,000 to do our first year in Boston suburbs market tests to continue product development and pay for marketing expenses.
And how big is the team?
Right now, you're looking at
exactly.
Plus, we have a team of developers that that is helping build the site. And what we really need, though, is we want to get to that next level, because you do a beta, you learn so much. So we're headed down a path, but we know we got to you got to turn that path a little bit. So that's what we're doing.
So 5 years from now, you're super successful. What does that mean? How have you transformed the world?
I think we're going to transform it because, as you say, you have stuff in your basement. In an economy like this, it's a way to, not that people give you things, say for Christmas or whatever, that you don't like, but you know, you may want to move on with it. And it's a way to make money. It's a way to reuse instead of throw it out. We also think there's a really good market for, instead of making money at it, get that money and funnel it to nonprofits and something else that you want to support.
Sean Green, class of 1998, Section D, founder and chief operating officer, Arches Health Plan.
So what's the big idea behind your venture, Sean?
Payment reform. We need to change the way we're paying our providers. It's bankrupting our country.
What's the inspiration that led you to kind of commit to this?
You know, I guess it goes back to just my original career. I was a military officer, went to the academy, I was a Cold Warrior. You know, Ronald Reagan kind of inspired me, let's take down the evil empire. Well, we're doing more damage now to ourselves than the Soviets ever could have done in our healthcare system. We're bankrupting ourselves, and I've found a lot of passion for myself and just doing something that's bigger than myself and improving the country.
So who would you call the president of Russia in this internal Cold War that we're facing?
I would say it's the HICFA, the form that the federal government developed back in the 60s that created fee-for-service. It's fee-for-service. We got to destroy it. We need to change how we're doing payments and incentivize physicians, hospitals to keep people healthy and take care of them.
So how does Arches work? How are you accomplishing that?
We're working with providers, creating new ideas. How do you realign the incentives, medical homes, paying doctors to keep people healthy?
So give us a little more insight into how does it actually work. Give us an example of maybe a hospital you worked with or a provider you worked with. And then what's the end game? What's the outcome for the services you do deliver? Well,
there's a lot of different studies around the world, around the country especially, where if you focus more on primary care, you can cut total medical spend by 30%.
Okay.
Our CEO, Lynn Baker, who started the Public Employees Health Plan in Utah many years ago, who we were able to recruit out of retirement, he was able to do something very much like this with maternity, where they were paying bundled payments, and they were able to bring the C-section rate down significantly because all of a sudden doctors were getting paid to just deliver the baby and take care of the baby, not, well, if I do a C-section I get more money.
Exactly.
We got to align the incentives with the procedure and keep people healthy.
So how long have you been around? How much have you raised so far?
We have been around for about 3 years.
Okay.
We've raised $85 million of federal loan guarantees under the Affordable Care Act, which I was actually, ironically enough, against, but it is the law of the land. Let's make it work for us.
Very nice. 5 years from now, you're super successful. What does that mean for the country?
What it means for the country is we're tracking our healthcare inflation with the CPI. It's no longer growing at 3, 4, 5 times the CPI. And frankly, I hope every health insurance company in America steals our ideas and does it too. It's just better for everyone.
How much are you raising?
We're looking for $50 million nationwide for the 24 co-ops across the country, about $2 million each, and we have a National Alliance, NASHCO, that is helping us do that.
Okay. And you mentioned social investors early on. So
Yes.
talk about the type of investor that's right for you.
It's a social investor, somebody that's looking to make a difference in the country. There is no wealth here as far as putting money in one's bank account or equity. My wife's biggest struggle when I told her I wanted to do this was there was no wealth here, but there's a wealth as far as making a difference, doing something that matters. And if someone is a social investor and they're looking to make change in the health system in America, this is their opportunity.
Hi, Ali Palmer here, founder and CEO of LifeCon. LifeCon is a life coaching and professional advisory and personal consulting business.
So Ali, how are you going to change the world?
One individual at a time. And LifeCon has a very unique model that uses customized individual sort of assessment, education, and coaching to help take young professionals, college students, and even high schoolers to that next level of their lives.
God knows we all need it these days.
Amen.
Who are you targeting?
The target is young professionals, so anywhere ages between 21 and 35,
okay,
who are in the beginning few sort of stages of their professional career, and a lot of them don't know how to manage upward or not getting along with their peers, or why did I not get that promotion, and they don't know that you always have to have a sharp resume or cover letter, good strong interviewing and interpersonal skills. So a lot of our young professionals are missing that, and therefore they're not having the great impact in the industries and companies around the world that they really could have.
Have you considered starting in middle school?
Interesting call that you should say that.
I have a middle school student, so.
I had a young 11-year-old come up to me about an hour ago and asked about LifeCon and what we might be able to do for him. So we have a high school sort of program too, where these young people, and obviously you have to go through their parents,
of course,
but these young people who just really need some help on the beginnings of a resume and what extracurricular activities and what does that really look like in school to be competitive considering the market today, which is different than
very different.
10, 20 years ago.
How old is the company? When did you start? And what was your inspiration in getting it started?
Yeah, so the company's only 3 months old. I LLC'd back in February. My background is military. I spent 10 years after graduating from West Point as an Army Ranger and an engineer, and I was in Iraq for a while, and I just saw leadership and self-awareness play out successfully in so many different areas. Then after Harvard Business School, I went into healthcare for about 4 years and managed several businesses here and overseas. And now my full-time job is actually teaching leadership at an executive education institute. And I see individuals from all walks of life and ages really benefit from some solid, genuine, customized life coaching. So that has inspired me to do it myself.
Now you said you don't need money. So what else can we help you with?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, right now I'm looking for 2 things. So one is a building of clientele, and that's marketing. And life coaching can happen wonderfully over the phone, so it doesn't have to be in person, although it can be. Skype technology and others.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking to get the LifeCon name out there globally as well. And the second thing I need is some guidance and maybe some advisory on how to scale. I'm thinking around scale in terms of other life coaches who I can partner with or collaborate with or use as independent consultants. So that might be one idea.
Or we clone you. There was a robot band pitch earlier on. We just clone Ali. Well, that sounds wonderful. How does someone decide whether they are ready to get coaching help?
Everyone could benefit from coaching, everyone. Even if your life is absolutely perfect according to you, you have a great job, your relationships are wonderful, you're making great money, you've had good promotions, you really feel like you're on a positive track for your life, I guarantee you could use a mental, emotional, or professional tune-up and make sure that you're really properly poised. So there is nobody who could not benefit from some genuine life coaching.
Hi, I'm Arden O'Connor. I'm class of 2008 at Harvard Business School, and my company is O'Connor Professional Group.
So how are you changing the world? What is the big idea behind the venture?
We're here to help families navigate the world of behavioral health. So if somebody has a loved one, a sibling, a parent, a spouse, or somebody themselves is struggling with an addiction, mental health, or eating disorder issue, we're there to help vet resources for them and create sustainable recovery plans.
Now, how did you choose to get into this field? What was your inspiration?
So I have a personal story from the field. I have a younger brother who's a recovering heroin addict, and he went through about 13 inpatient placements. He was in jail for over a year. And I felt like there was an opportunity to help families like ours better navigate the system.
So that's an easy answer to the question, how are you transforming the world? I will ask it anyway, how are you changing the world?
I think we're transforming the world by helping people in moments of crisis really find high quality resources and helping them develop a system to really keep somebody healthy for the long term.
So how are you doing that? What's the secret sauce?
We have field-based recovery coaches in a variety of areas that can go in and meet with someone and develop tailored plans customized to their need and really help people figure out what their motivations for long-term recovery and better health might be.
How has it worked so far?
It's gone very well. We started almost 2 years ago with myself and one other part-time staff person. We now have 8 full-time, a couple of part-time people as well.
That's wonderful. Now, are you national? Are you located in specific cities?
So we have the base of clients here in the Northeast, in Boston, New York, and in Connecticut, but we do some of our services across the country.
So you're not looking for funding. Tell us, how can we help you?
No funding needed right at this time, but we are looking for clients, and so I like to share our story in case somebody knows a family out there that might be struggling with these issues. We are also looking for introductions to HR in corporations as well as contacts in the wealth management space.
Hi, my name is Gustavo Sous, HBS 2008, Section B, and this is my wife, also from Harvard Education School. And our company is Versus Strength. Basically what we do is we assist parents on the development of their children. So I'm sure everyone as a parent wonder, how can they create value to their children and assist them on their development to their full potential. And basically what we put together is an assessment tool that can create a unique parent-child profile, and based on that profile, leveraging theories such as state-of-the-art theories, such as multiple intelligences, positive psychologies, and many others, provide a unique and better recommendation to the specific needs of each parent and child.
How does it work? So I'm a parent, I have 2 kids. How would I use it?
Okay, I've been doing this type of work on an individual basis, on face-to-face for the last 15 years.
Oh, wonderful.
So we came up with a chance to actually do it online, so we can help more parents.
Okay.
So let's say on an online basis, what we will provide, you will just have to select a kind of complete a questionnaire. So we will come up with a specific profile of your child's characteristics, and what are your parenting styles. And with that, it will come up different suggestions, like tailor-made suggestions on what kind of games, activities, and products you can use for your child.
That's fantastic. Now, do you have a patent behind that process or that algorithm?
No, we are developing the patent.
Okay.
But actually it works with all the theories, so the interesting thing is not only recommending, but also recommending with the background on how to leverage on that.
Got it. And now, is it for physical toys and activities, or also virtual and online?
It's for both. It's for online games and programs to enhance cognitive and social skills, let's say. But it also is about recommendations for specific toys and board games that you can actually play with your child.
Now that sounds great. So are you looking for funding?
Yes, we're looking for
How
funding.
much?
Well, 2 million to develop the entire algorithm and to come out with the site. The interesting thing is that we don't need to create an e-commerce, because we just source from the existing product. But what we do is we provide the recommendation, and also as a point, okay, what can you do with that toy? You know, how to best approach the child and develop the skills.
Hi, I'm Sarah Conti. I'm with Section G of 1998, and here as co-founder of PrestoBox.
Thank you for being here today. So what's the big idea behind PrestoBox?
PrestoBox is bringing brands to small businesses. We're a software company that automates the branding process. World's first brand in a box.
Now that sounds like something almost impossible to make happen. How have you done it?
We have a patent pending technology that we have developed over the past 10 years using data. And we now have launched that in the last year to small businesses. We determine your colors and your fonts and your images and your brand personality in 12 easy questions.
And it's all automated.
It is
and
all automated, all online, and
that's beautiful.
that piece is free.
Who are you going after? What's your target customer base?
Our target customer is the small business, actually the very small business. Well, the small business that can't afford the $40,000 in agency fee that they go to right now, they want to get a brand, they know they need it, but they can't afford that price tag. So instead they go online, they're faced with a barrage of DIY templated choices.
Exactly.
But for someone who wants more than a template but can't afford the agency, there's only PrestoBox.
I hear you're looking for funding. Talk a little bit about how much are you looking for?
Yep, we're looking for just under $1 million in funding initially. We're doing an angel round, a convertible note, and then we'll scale from there.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
How are you going to change the world with your product?
We are changing the world because we are taking that really frustrating problem. These small businesses can't afford branding, yet when you look small, you stay small. So we help them look good and grow their business.
Now that's fantastic. 5 years from now, you're super successful, Sarah. What does that mean?
We are helping millions of small businesses establish a brand and grow their business. And we took a really tough process and we made it easy, fun, and affordable.
I'm Rahul Mandale. I'm class of 2003.
I'm Sava Marinkovic, class of 2003.
And we are the co-founders of MySkin. We help users understand their skin and connect with the right products for their skin.
How are 2 men worried about women's skin? How did you get involved in this?
So our background has been in different areas at the periphery of skin and medicine. And we realized that skin's the only organ that people hadn't figured out how to measure the health of. So we decided to put our energies and our resources together to help crack the last frontier of organ health measurement.
Well, I know you'll be very popular with women, so how does it work? How can I use it?
So in a very simple way, we have a small device which measures the health of skin, which prioritizes what you need to do for your skin, and then connects you with the right treatments and products that will make an impact for your skin.
Oh, and how much is the product and where can I get it?
So we have two versions that we have developed. One is for spas. So you walk into a spa, they subscribe to our service, they use this device so that it can help their customers connect with the right product from within their inventory. And the second version that we are getting ready to launch is a consumer technology. It's a consumer-based device that would connect to your iPhone or your mobile phone, and you could do these scans at home and figure out what would work for your skin.
Now, who are you targeting from a consumer perspective? Is there an age group or a profile?
With these two different businesses, one targeted towards spas and the other targeted towards the at-home consumer. The spa goer is a more professional person, so we're targeting spas who care about anti-aging and other aging-related concerns. And the at-home segment that we're thinking of getting into, the teenager with acne, where we can help them answer two key questions: A, when is my acne going to go away? And B, what should I do now so that it can help eradicate my acne?
Now, you mentioned that you work with a lot of different products to recommend. How do you decide what products to work with?
So we have built one of the world's largest databases of products. So we have over 150,000 different skincare products alone in our database. Yes, most of them are global. This device connects with the phone, or at the spa, it can connect with, it gets onto this internet platform, which can bring social into the equation, so that you can factor in social experiences on these products, so that you can bubble up the right product.
Are you funded?
Yes. So we've done 2 rounds of financing, and we are now looking at a Series C.
Okay. How much are you raising?
We're raising $9 million, and that'll help us do 2 things. It'll help us grow profitably in the spa segment, and it'll help us launch our consumer device.
All right, one last question. So it's 5 years from now, you're super duper successful. What does that mean?
So that means that we have made the world a more beautiful place, because everybody's skin will look much better.
When you put a smile on my face, I'm going to be buying one of those devices.
Hi, I'm Brian Hoskins. I'm founder and CEO of Slinkcast, and we are changing how local businesses are doing loyalty marketing.
That sounds like a really big mission. How are you going about doing that?
So we're doing it in a few ways. One is we're making it very easy for the local business to get signed up. We found that it's very difficult for local businesses to understand what to do with marketing, and specifically what to do with loyalty in particular. And what we do is we ask the merchant for 6 items or services that they offer in their business, and then we will create a loyalty program for them, and we'll adjust that according to how their consumers are reacting to it.
If I'm a restaurant, do I pick 6 menu items?
Yes, you pick 6 menu items. It could be a soft drink, it could be 50% off a meal, and then what we see is real time as consumers are interacting with that and redeeming or sharing across social networks is how important that offer is to people and how valuable it is. And we're able to differentiate that and change it according to how people are reacting to it.
So you're even helping really small businesses decide what loyalty rewards to offer. Because that's always this very difficult question for small business owners: what do I give? And what do my consumers value?
Exactly, yeah.
So how old is the company?
The company's about 2.5 months old, so we're brand new, but we've already run trials and we have a working product in market.
And how did you get into this? I mean, talk to me a little bit about your background.
So I was 8.5 years at Microsoft, and one of the things that I noticed is a lot of local businesses want to use technology, but they're really not sure how to approach it. And they're relying on a lot of legacy technologies like newspapers, yellow pages, direct mail, and they understand they need to be involved in social media and have an online presence and increasingly mobile, but they really don't know what to do and they don't have the resources to do it. So we package this up in a very easy way that businesses can come in, get set up, and instantly mobilize all of their activity and get real information back about how their customers are interacting with their business.
Okay. Now, there's about 100 or so loyalty mobile players out there. How are you different?
So the primary way that we're different is we're using big data analytics, and Starbucks, Walmart, a lot of other big companies are already doing this, and they're spending lots of money on marketing budgets and lots of resources behind that. But with Slinkcast, we've basically packaged that up for a small business to do it in an affordable way. So we're aggregating data across merchants and sharing that data, and we can start to get into the redemption patterns of how people are interacting with those businesses.
Very smart. So how much are you looking to raise?
So we're looking to raise about 600 to 800,000 right now, and we think that we can get to profitability fairly quickly because we don't require a very large consumer segment to do that. And as soon as we start selling to businesses, we're actually bringing in revenue.
And how do you price it?
Yeah, we price it as a monthly subscription fee to the local business, and it's dependent on the size of the list. So if you're a franchise and you have thousands of users, you'll pay a little bit more than a mom and pop shop.
Got it. And other than funding, what else can we do to help you?
So the other thing is distribution. So we actually work with traditional media players, so things like direct mail and newspaper players. We will actually help them engage with their business and help them create their advertising and make it more effective.
5 years from now, you're super successful. What does that mean for you?
So we would like to change how businesses think about marketing in their store, and we want to enable technology to be accessible to all local business at an affordable price.